Hello, 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 hello. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Life on a Budget with D. This is the channel where I share with you, well, my life on a budget. Today is October 28th, and I am going to do a monthly budget reset. For those of you who's joined this channel for the very first time, welcome. And for those of you who is returning, I'm glad you're here. So I'm gonna get started. All right, you guys, so I have all my tools, or at least I think I have all my tools here to start budgeting for the month. I'm going to decorate my calendar. I do enjoy it. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything here for my calendar so I can not miss anything. So I have everything I have here for my calendar. Hopefully I'll have money put aside so I can, you know, buy some new stuff to play around with. So enjoy. You guys, you're not going to believe what had happened. So I was in the process of videotaping the fact that I was getting ready to start my, creativity with my calendar. My phone began to die. And then I decided to take it off so I could go put it in a charger to verify if I was doing a great time lapse. And then find out instead of time lapsing, I did slow motion. Okay. So I was like, maybe that was a sign to stop recording, that the phone died for a reason. So I will catch it. I will be so upset if I had videotaped all this for it to be in slow motion. But while I was waiting for my phone to charge and I had to get rid of some footage, I decided to be productive with my time and give you guys a visual aid when it comes to my budgeting method. Okay. All right. So I always wanted to do like a visual aid of how my brain process my budgeting philosophy and methods and stuff. So I decided to write it out on like a presentation so you can understand the flow of the documents. All my documents that I have here work not interchangeably, but they work together. They're interdependent of each other. I mean, you could work with one without the other, but they all connect with one another. Step one is what I do is I budget by the month. This is where I plan for the whole month. And I also have the calendar that I'm creating here. This is going to be my calendar for my pay date and my due dates. I'm going to put it on this calendar. The next step is that I budget by inflow sources, I should say. And what I mean by inflow sources, let's say you get 2 sources of income, 3 sources of income. Maybe you're using a gift card. Maybe you're using savings. Whatever you're using to fund your expense and bills for the month, I personally create a budget for each inflow source. I do know someone who has a household where they have 2 different sources of income, but have a hard time delegating which inflow source would be responsible for a bill or a portion of a bill. And I understand the frustration that can be hard sometimes, but that's why I budget by inflow source so I can know exactly how and what bills will be paid by what inflow source or income source that comes in. The next thing I do is that I budget by paycheck or deposit. So each inflow source, if you let's say you're married or you living with another person, combine your expenses and bills and your income. You create a budget for their individual paycheck and your individual paycheck. And in that way, the expense and bills that you have together will be mapped out based on the paycheck and deposit that comes from each inflow source. And I hope that makes sense. The next thing I do is that a calendar mapping. And that's where I give myself a visual aid on a calendar on how each week throughout the month is going to look based on me budgeting by paycheck and deposit. So it goes like that. And then finally, I then budget by the week. And I budget by the week and I just focus on that week as I go along. Other things that I do throughout the month when it comes to my budgeting, I do track my expenses. I do update my bill and expense tracker monthly. I do my asset review sheet weekly. I do my savings and spending tracker. I don't really show it online often. I do track those things, my trackers. I do update my asset and liability monthly. And I check my credit score on a monthly basis as well. So the reason why I do that, because I like to be on top of my finances. That's why. That's why I do it. There's no fancy other way for that. Now, for those of you who probably watching my video, who's new to budgeting, I hope this does not overwhelm you. This is just a process that has been developed over years. I was separated from my ex-husband in 2018. And I really started getting into budgeting around there because I was an estranged wife. And then in 2020 is when the divorce was finalized. So the reason why I'm saying that is because since 2018, I've been going through trials and error when it comes to budgeting as to why I have my budgeting philosophy here. So this is not overnight. This is the method I came over the years. So pace yourself. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace and time. Understand when it comes to developing a new skill, it takes 20 hours to do so. So as long as you're consistent and committed to the process of budgeting, you'll be fine. Okay? I hope you learned something from this presentation. So now I'm going to do my monthly budget before I finish my calendar, because the stickers is going to be kind of like 3D-ish. And I don't want to struggle writing on this document. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to do this portion. And I'm going to time-lapse this because, because we're not doing a budget with me with this. We're just updating my my monthly reset, all my documents. So enjoy. Guys, I'm back from doing my monthly budget sheet. I realized that I am using an old sheet that I did not update for my monthly one because I update this to abbreviation, and then I had put the word LID here for Lynn Invest and Donate when it's actually support. I messed up. I'm going to use this sheet. It's already here. With this sheet, I was playing around with it because I did add some new categories to the sheet as asset creation and my development. I am trying to, I'm not trying. I am in the process of learning how to budget like the wealthy. So right now, when it comes to asset creation and my development, I got to find room for how I'm going to fund this area. Currently for the month, I do put $225 towards my car loan. And I'm thinking that's more than 10% of my earned income. So I'm thinking my car loan, I owe $17.57 a month. $17.57 a month. It is not a lot of money. So my focus was getting rid of debt, but the more I learn about wealth, my goals is elsewhere. I don't know, maybe by December or January I will decide how I'm going to do it. But I'm going to continue with my regular schedule program, but I have just finished completing this for the month. I am now going to go back to this page. How do I do this? Like this. Okay. And now I'm going to decorate. Enjoy! guys, I have finished doing the calendar for my bills and my due dates. It looks pretty good. I think it came out very well. I wasn't expecting to use green, but you know, it worked out. You know, I'm running out of these bill stickers. I'm gonna have to look through somebody from the Etsy shop. See how I'm gonna do that. Okay, while I'm here, oh, maybe I should add some more stickers. While I'm here, I'm gonna tell you that I have to verify with my quarterly bills. I have to look at my monthly expense at a glance sheet to verify that I am not missing any bills for this month of November. And as you can see right here, I have nothing but Thanksgiving. Now, with Thanksgiving, my family normally don't celebrate Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day. We normally do everything in December. Sorry, I want to get my shoes. We normally celebrate everything in December. But next month, my daughter's contacts will be due. But no, in December. We're not in November yet. But nothing in November, so we're good to go. So I'm happy about that. All right, but I think this came out pretty cool. This is just the first calendar, and it's 3D. I like it. It's not bad. It gave me happy vibes. What do you think? So this is it. I already budget for the month. I'm going to transfer over my monthly inflow here so I could be able to track it for each week. And then after I do that, I will be budgeting for each inflow. So enjoy. Good morning, everyone. Once again, doing my budget. I fell asleep. If you have watched my last video, my monthly reset, I started it the night before and it's Saturday morning and I am going to finish it today. And I reviewed the tape, what do you call it, recording, and I realized, number one, my light was not on. So I apologize for my light not being on. I had took it off while my phone was charging. And then I also realized that I did not put my budgeting, excuse me, my budgeting schedule on this calendar. So I'm gonna do that right now. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, I just finished highlighting some stuff. I'm kind of mad that I put this green and blue here. I think it clashed a little bit with the color scheme I already had going on, but it is what it is. I had to commit to it. So this is how it looked. I finally finished it. I know how it looks. I missed this part. Let me just highlight that. Okay, there, it's complete now. I was looking at the video before and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not finished. It's not finished. I thought it was done, but it's not. It was not, but now it is. So it came out pretty good. It looked like I got something going on here with my budget and schedule. It took me some time to understand the rhythm of my finances and how I move. Now I'm in the process of training myself to stick with the schedule because this schedule makes sense. Like, I get paid on Friday. Once I get paid on Friday, I start doing my budget and actual factuals where I write down what actually I'm going to do with my money. And once I decide what I'm going to do with my money, I make the transfer for some funds because I bank with two different banking institutions. And I have to transfer money over to the other banking institution to make sure that I delegate the money to the correct accounts. I am a person who have 15 or more accounts because my brain is a filing cabinet, and that's how my brain operates. And I think I'm planning on adding more. Don't quote me. I think I have 15 to 17, or I'm about to have 17, something like that. Then once it is transferred, I have to wait because it's over the weekend, and it normally hits the account no later than Tuesday. So while I am waiting for the money to hit my account until Tuesday, I am now starting to budget for the week that I'm in right now, which that would be week 2. And then when Tuesday comes, I am going to start transferring the money into the correct account and wrapping up week 1. And then when I have the money, I can now go to the bank to pick up cash so I can cash stuff. Then once I cash stuff for week 1, or I should say week 4, how would I say this? Because, I think I did this wrong. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to erase. Is this going to erase well? This is week 1. This is week 2. This is week 3. This is actually week 4. Okay, so this pen doesn't do too bad. Now right here, it has to be a cash stuffing. Uh-oh. You know, sometimes it's a hit and miss with these erasers. Sometimes it erases clean and sometimes it erases dirty. Okay, and then this will be week number 4 of October. And then this will be the beginning of November. So I totally, ooh, which one did I use? I don't even know what color. I think this is the color. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so. And I just put my green highlighter. Hold on one second. All right, I put my green highlighter away from earlier. Okay, so that is how it actually looks. Okay, so I hope by you seeing me map out my schedule for my budget makes sense. Now, when it comes to automation, this will be helpful. Because maybe one day I'll automate this. Somehow I can automate this. But this will be helpful when it comes to automating your finances. Understand the rhythm of everything. Now, this may vary if you have a new job schedule when it comes to your payment. Because let's say 1 minute you was a weekly person, a person who get paid weekly, and then you become bi-weekly, and then you have to rearrange your schedule according to your current financial situation. Wow, somebody's calling. But right now, this is my current situation. I can see the flow. So if I ever was to automate anything, I can understand it. But right now, I'm in the process Right now, I'm in the process of automating myself and make sure that I understand the flow. And once I get the rhythm, I will develop another skill when it comes to my money. So here we are. So I'm saying a lot of souls. I'm noticing that. I already did my monthly budget. I already update my monthly asset review sheet. There we go. Had to make sure I identify the month we are in. I did that over here. I already budget by inflow source, so I already assign each inflow source to expenses and bills. So what I do, I have the monthly total for the whole entire month right here on the first line right here. Then the next line, I break down each inflow source and identify, oh, this was erased ugly. Sorry. Okay, and identify which inflow source will be responsible for a bill or a portion of a bill. So I just completed that. I can see that my monthly rollover, I'm gonna have a total of $353.55. It's looking good so far. So now that I have broken down each inflow source, the next task, and I'm thinking about changing the color of this sheet, keeping it just plain white and decorate it later. You know, I don't know. I digress again. But now what you're going to see me do is that for each inflow source, so right here, inflow source number 1 is my main income. Just going to give you a little insight. And then my, I'm expected to make $2,040 this month. And it's broken down to $510 each week. Okay. And we don't have an extra week. December, we have a golden month. I'm excited about December. Okay, so the dates that we have is November 11th, 2022. November the 4th, 2022. November 11th, 2022. November 18th. And November 25th. That will be the schedule for my money to come out. And then what I do with this sheet, everything that's on the first row, in the first row here, will be documented as being responsibles. All the source that is in the first row. Where's the other sheet? Don't confuse yourself. Oh, it's in the back of this. Oh, I hate when it's in the back. Oh, hate when that happens. And then everything that's happening in inflow number 1 will go here because I identified inflow number 1. So I'm gonna do that right quick. Stay tuned. I am back. So I did set up each sheet from my paycheck slash assignment. I said assignment. Assignment sheet where I can now budget by paycheck or deposits. Okay. And then I would know how each week will look throughout the entire month. So I'm gonna start brainstorming. Well, before I start brainstorming, what I am going to do, I am going to tally up how much this is right here on the monthly total. Then I'm going to identify the pay dates and the due dates and how this works, because what you need to do is to make sure that you create a budgeting schedule that allows you to pay your bills on time. The only time you need to divide something equally among the weeks is if it is a variable expense or an expense. If it's a bill, you need to make sure that the full amount of the bill is fully ready before the due date. For example, my fund money, I will do, I think $51 a week for my fund money. Okay, I'm going to split it that way because I can afford to. Now, if it's my auto loan, I will not split it 4 ways because my auto loan is due on the 21st. So I need to make sure the full amount is due by the 18th. So I cannot split that 4 ways, because if I split it 4 ways, then it's going to cause a discrepancy in paying my bills on time. So each paycheck and each line item that you see here is not supposed to be treated equally. Making sure all your expense and bills have what it needs to be fulfilled. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to finish all these sheets. Enjoy. All right, you guys, I have completed my paycheck deposit / assignment sheet. I was able to identify when will be a good time to pay my bills to make sure it is all, like I have all the funds before the due date. So an example of this is right here with my auto insurance, which I don't think I spelled insurance right. Or maybe I did, or it's just sloppy handwriting. And then my gas. So if I have a bill that has a due date, I have to make sure the full amount is completed before the due date. Now I could have split this auto insurance payment 3 ways. So let's see, $224 divided by 3. And I could have put $75 each paycheck so I can at least have the amount before the due date of the 21st. But I like to have the whole entire payment, if I can help it, all together out of one paycheck. So right here, as you can see, if it's a bill that has a due date, I make sure I have the full amount ready on the couple of days before it's due. Now, when it comes to gas or expenses, I split this 4 ways. When it comes to gas, as being an expense, I broke it down 4 ways because this don't have a due date. So I can wait to get this funded amount. When it comes to my bills, this has a due date. So I need to make sure I have the total amount before the due date. And I hope that makes sense, because there may be people out there that is splitting their bills 4 ways and don't have the full amount before its due date. That doesn't make any sense to do it that way. You have to make sure to determine which expensive bills will be distributed among your checks. That will set you up to make sure that you pay your bills on time. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I have another example. No, that's just the main prominent one. Another example, if you see my tithe, taxes, and fund money, I split that 4 ways. But when it comes to my bills, what's another bill? My auto insurance, my auto loan, I have the full amount coming out the first paycheck of November. So I hope they give you some ideas on how to manage your payment plan for the month. And I did went ahead and finish my monthly rollover. And my child support, I divide that 2 ways because my child support mostly take care of expenses and no bills. In my previous videos, I always tell people fixed income should go with fixed expenses. Variable expenses should go with variable incomes. Okay, you want to make sure that you put expenses on with income that may be guaranteed but may have some fluctuation with it, because in that way you can still achieve paying your bills on time. It makes no sense to put your bills with variable expenses that will put you in a position where you can't pay your bills on time. So I hope that makes sense. I even did one for my savings. Sorry for the sloppy handwriting. So this section of this month is complete. I don't have a week 5, so that's good. And I have like this little note page just in case I want to write any other notes right here. So the next portion of this is my second calendar for November. This one is not going to be as decked out as this one, but it's going to be designed. And this is the calendar I'm going to use to plan out my paycheck assignments. I can see everything across the board. So the information I have from this sheet, this sheet, this sheet, and this sheet will be going on this calendar. So I'm going to be able to see the month and the weeks at a glance right here. And I do call this, I'll write it later, my paycheck / deposit assignment calendar, so that I am able to see everything as a whole. All right. Hopefully one day, even though I love planning on paper, I can make this into a spreadsheet for those people who like my method, but would like a way to have calculations done on the computer. I know calculation on the computer make things way more easier, especially on a spreadsheet, but I am a person who like paper budgeting, so I don't mind this. So I'm gonna start decorating this, so enjoy. All right, so this calendar is done. It's not as, colorful as this one. I mean, I guess I could add other colors to it, but I just want it here so I can see how it's going to look for each week. Each week is not the same, so I wanted to make sure that I accommodated for that. And this is it. This is my paycheck / assignment deposit. This is my paycheck / deposit assignment sheet, where I take the information from these sheets right here and I map it out on this calendar so I would know how I am going to pay my bills for the whole entire week. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the information I got from this calendar and start putting it in on the weekly spreads so that I will be all set for the month of November. Enjoy. All right, you guys, I have completed the budgeting setup for each week for the month of November. I see how my money is going to be flowing for the entire month. I have it mapped out here. It's good to go. It's good to go. All the weeks are set up. It is completed. I don't have a week 5, so I don't have to worry about that. And then, yes, I'm going into my ledgers and stuff. Yes, I'm set for the week. So let's recap. I did my paydays and due date calendar. I also did a calendar for my budgeting. Then I did my monthly budget for the month. Then I broke down my inflow sources and assigned assigned bills and expenses to each inflow source. Then I broke down each inflow source to determine which paycheck or deposit that will be responsible for a bill or a portion of a bill. Then I mapped it out on a calendar. This calendar that you see here, is that washi tape coming off? There we go. This is how it looks throughout the month. I'll see how my bills are going to be paid for the entire month and my expenses. And then I took the information from the calendar and I update each week on how it is supposed to look. And there you have it, folks. I am ready for the month of November. So all I gotta do is keep track of the week because I already have it set up. So if you enjoyed the video today, I appreciate you for watching all the way to the end. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, please put it below. And if you stay to the end, please give me a heart. Until next time, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.